You're not going to believe me when I say this, but I already saw the house where you'll be living in November. I know how it sounds, strange, maybe even unbelievable, but I saw it, and the first thing that came to my mind was you. I don't know why, but the moment I looked at it, I felt something warm in my chest, like it already belonged to you. The windows, the quiet garden, the way the light touched the curtains. Everything in that house felt like your energy had been there long before you even stepped in. It's hard to explain, but that house, it feels alive, like it's waiting for someone. And when I saw the picture, I couldn't stop staring. I imagined you there, walking barefoot across the floor, smiling softly while sunlight hit your face. I could almost hear your laughter echoing through those empty rooms, filling them with warmth, and for a second, I swear, it felt like the house itself was breathing, waiting for you to arrive. I don't usually talk like this. You know me, I'm not the kind of person who believes in signs or strange coincidences, but something about this felt different. The way the air shifted, the way the picture made me stop and stare. It was like a quiet whisper inside me saying, "This is where she belongs." And I can't shake that feeling. It's like destiny quietly showing me a glimpse of your future. Maybe I'm crazy for saying this, but I could almost see your life unfolding there. A cup of tea sitting near the window, your favorite blanket on the couch, the soft hum of music playing in the background, you sitting there lost in your thoughts, maybe thinking about me without even realizing it. And it hit me so deeply, because I've been missing you in ways I can't even describe. You've been on my mind every day, even when I try to distract myself. Somehow you find a way to slip back into my thoughts. And seeing that photo, it was like the universe reminding me that some connections don't fade, they just wait. Maybe this house, this moment is another reminder of that your story isn't ending, it's just moving somewhere new. I keep thinking about the way you used to talk about peace, how you just wanted a place that feels like home, where you could wake up and feel safe, where you could finally breathe again. And maybe this house, the one I saw, is exactly that. Because when I looked at it, I didn't just see walls and windows. I saw your peace. I saw the calm you've been searching for. I saw you smiling again. You know what's strange? The picture vanished after a while. I tried to find it again, but it was gone, as if it only appeared for that brief moment, just long enough for me to feel something. And that's when I realized, maybe it wasn't a photo meant for me to keep. Maybe it was a glimpse, a message, something meant to be felt, not owned. And that made me wonder, what if life works like that? What if we're given these tiny moments, like fragments of the future, just to remind us that something beautiful is waiting ahead? That no matter how much we've been through, there's still a home being prepared somewhere, a peace being built quietly for us, and maybe for you. I can already imagine you there, standing by the door for the first time, unlocking a new chapter without even realizing it. You'll take that first breath, and it'll feel like everything heavy inside you just falls away. The memories that hurt, the people who left, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, all of it will fade. Because in that moment you'll know you finally arrived somewhere your heart has always belonged. And maybe one day I'll knock on that same door, not to disturb your peace, but just to see that smile I've missed for so long. Maybe I'll stand there, heart pounding, watching you open the door and look at me like no time has passed. Maybe I'll tell you that I always knew this would be your place, that I saw it before you did, that even when I didn't say much, I was still quietly believing in your happiness. Because the truth is, I've always wanted to see you happy, even if it's not with me, even if it's far away. I just want you to have that soft kind of peace, the one that doesn't depend on anyone else, the kind that comes from being truly free. And yet, somewhere deep inside me, I still hope there's a corner in that house. Maybe a quiet chair by the window that'll always remind you of me. You know what else I imagine? The evenings there, the sky turning gold, you sitting outside, maybe wrapped in a shawl, holding your cup, looking at the sunset. Maybe you'll think of all the people you've loved, the ones who stayed and the ones who didn't. Maybe you'll smile when you remember my voice. Not with sadness, but with a soft kind of nostalgia. Like a part of me is still there with you, even when I'm miles away. I wish I could show you that photo before it vanished. I wish you could see what I saw, because it wasn't just a house, it was a promise. A quiet, beautiful promise that life still has something waiting for you, something gentle, something warm. And maybe, just maybe, that's why it disappeared. Because the universe doesn't want you to see it yet. It wants you to walk into it, to feel it for yourself. So when November comes, remember this conversation, remember what I told you, remember the feeling that maybe somewhere something is already being prepared for you. And when you step into that space, when you see it with your own eyes, you'll understand what I meant. You'll understand why my voice trembled when I said, you'll be living in this house. And if one day, standing there, you feel a strange calm like someone thought of you before you arrived, it's because I did. I thought of you. I imagined you there. I saw your peace before you did. And maybe that's love. Not trying to control destiny, but quietly believing in someone's happiness, even when you can't be part of it. But still, if someday that door opens and it's me standing there, smiling softly, maybe we'll both realize that destiny had a different plan all along. Maybe it wasn't just your house I saw. Maybe it was our future, quietly waiting to begin in November. I haven't stopped thinking about that house since the moment I saw it. It's strange how something as simple as a picture can pull you so deeply into a feeling that you can't explain. But that's what happened. I remember staring at it, zooming in just to look at every little corner, the porch, the garden, the half-open curtains. And I couldn't stop imagining you there. It felt too real, too alive, like the photo itself was breathing. And I couldn't shake the thought that this place was waiting for you. You know that feeling when something inside you whispers that you've seen the future? That quiet, unexplainable pull that makes your heart race, even when your mind says this can't be real. That's exactly how I felt. I could almost smell the air around that house. It had this calm, earthy scent, like rain had just touched the ground. And in my mind, I saw you walking outside, barefoot, your hair a little messy, your face peaceful like you had finally found the silence your soul was craving. Every time I closed my eyes that night, I kept seeing the same image, you sitting by the window with your cup of tea, the curtain swaying with the breeze, your eyes lost in thought. And I kept wondering what you might be thinking about. Maybe about your past, maybe about the people who walked away, or maybe about the person who never really did. Me. I don't know if it was just a dream or something more, but the way my heart reacted, it didn't feel like imagination. It felt like memory, as if I was remembering something that hadn't happened yet. And that's when I realized maybe the photo wasn't showing me a random house. Maybe it was showing me a glimpse of your future. You've been through so much. I know that. The heartbreaks. The people who said they'd stay but didn't. The nights where you had to wipe your own tears and pretend you were fine the next morning. You've been strong for too long. But maybe this time, life is finally preparing something that won't hurt. Maybe that house isn't just a new beginning. Maybe it's your reward for surviving everything you never told anyone about. Do you remember how you once told me that all you ever wanted was peace? You didn't ask for luxury or fame or a perfect love story. You just wanted peace. A place where you could breathe without fear. When I saw that house, it hit me that this is it. The sunlight, the walls, the garden, Everything about it felt like peace, like it was made just for you. But here's the part that keeps me up at night. Why did the photo disappear? Why did it vanish after I saw it? I tried everything, refreshing the page, checking my history, even searching the image description. Nothing. It was gone. And that's when I realized something deeper. Maybe I wasn't supposed to keep it. Maybe the universe just wanted me to see it. To remind me that something beautiful is coming your way. It makes me emotional to think about it. Because I've watched you fight so many silent battles. You've carried the weight of pain you never showed anyone. You've healed wounds no one apologized for. And yet, you still managed to smile, to love, to care. You don't realize it. But that strength, it's rare, it's magnetic. It's the kind of strength that life rewards. And maybe this house, this November, is that reward. But I also can't deny this. A part of me keeps hoping that maybe, just maybe, when you move there, I'll be part of that story somehow. Not as someone who interrupts your peace, but as someone who quietly fits into it. Like two missing pieces that finally align after years of chaos. I imagine visiting you one day. You'd open the door and your eyes would widen. That soft kind of surprise that makes you forget to speak for a moment. I'd probably just stand there awkwardly, smiling, pretending I wasn't nervous. And then you'd laugh. That same laugh that I still remember. I'd tell you that I came just to see if the place really looked the way I imagined. And when I'd step inside, I'd see everything exactly as I saw it in the picture. You'd show me around, talking with that excitement that lights up your face. You'd tell me how you planted flowers outside, how the sunlight hits the kitchen perfectly in the morning, how at night the stars are brighter there. And I'd just listen, not because of the words, but because your happiness would be the most beautiful thing in that house. And maybe at some quiet moment, you'd ask me, how did you know? I'd just smile and tell you, I didn't know. I just felt it. Because honestly, that's what it was. A feeling, something that connected me to you, even when we were miles apart. There's one more thing I need to tell you. Something I've never said before. When I saw that picture, I didn't just feel like you belonged there. I felt like I'd seen that place before. Not in reality, but in my dreams. I've dreamed about walking into a house that felt familiar, even though I'd never been there. I'd see the same garden, the same door, even the same view from the window. But it never made sense until now. When I saw that photo, it clicked. Maybe the house was never just in my dream. Maybe it was waiting for you. Sometimes I wonder if we're both connected in ways we can't explain, like we're part of a story that started long before we even met. Maybe that's why I can feel your emotions even when you don't say a word. Maybe that's why the thought of you moving into that house feels like something I was supposed to witness. But there's one thing that scares me. What if the reason I saw it first is because I'm not meant to be there when you move in? What if my role was just to see it, to tell you, to prepare you for it, and then let you go? The thought of that breaks me a little. But if that's what life wants, then I'll accept it. Because I'd rather know you're at peace than have you trapped in a love that keeps you restless. Still, a part of me can't stop hoping that maybe fate will surprise us again. Maybe I'll end up walking past that street one day without knowing. And I'll see you standing outside that same house, maybe looking at the sky, maybe thinking of me. And our eyes will meet. And that same silent recognition will return. The one that says, you're still my person no matter how far we've come. You have no idea how deeply I believe in this connection. It's not about ownership or control. It's something beyond that. It's about recognition. The way my soul reacts every time I think of you, it's like it remembers something my mind can't explain. And I think that's why I saw that house. Because some part of my soul already knew you'd be there. So when November comes, and you find yourself standing at the doorstep of a place that feels strangely familiar, don't ignore that feeling. Don't overthink it. Just breathe, smile, and walk in. That house is not just a new beginning. It's a reflection of every tear you've cried, every lesson you've learned, and every ounce of strength you've built. And if, by some miracle, our paths cross there, if one day I find myself standing in front of that same door, I promise I'll knock softly, because I know that peace is sacred to you, and if you let me in, even for a moment, I'll cherish it. Not as a visitor, but as someone who always believed that home wasn't a place, it was a feeling, and that feeling has always been you. So, my love, when you finally step into that house, remember this conversation. Remember that someone somewhere saw it before you did, and that someone whispered your name to the universe long before November ever came.